Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of the Legal Anchor. Today we are here in Sweden, Malmo to be exact. Third largest city in Sweden. It is a city that is quite vibrant. If one looks, you can see the river that runs right through the city. This canal, you can not uncommon to see people having barbecues. Here we see people paddling and enjoying the waterways, inland waterways. As we learned about, remember, we learned about inland waterways. So this is an inland waterway that I will be heading towards. Here it is. And that is how we know about all of this. This now would also fall under the laws of the country of Sweden. They would be in charge if anybody is injured or unfortunately killed while in the water. The police would investigate it. The marine police will also be charged with looking at what is going on and what could have caused this incident to have occurred. So we see then, and as you look over here, see, Sweden is characterized by these very old buildings that have withstood the test of time. Many of these buildings, the reason why Sweden is able to enjoy having such old buildings was during the World War, they kept neutral. So as a result, they didn't take any sides, so their city was not bombed. So Sweden was able to preserve many of their architecture that are over 700 years, not even 200, that's a baby. 700 years old and all of that. There it is, people enjoying the waterway and having a great time. So with that said, enjoy as we go exploring Sweden and Europe. So once again, ending where we just left off, talking about Sweden being a neutral country. See it here, the gun being wrapped off. It's a very famous statue and it depicts from the UN, really, it's really from the UN, and what it's depicting is to end world violence and maintain peace. So in keeping, basically, as you can say, with Sweden's ethos. And there it is, as I said, Sweden characterized by many of these old buildings that line the city, and of course the canal that runs right through this city all the way out to the Baltic Sea, which we will also be seeing today. So we're continuing our adventures here in Malmo, Sweden, and we're now on the waterfront of Malmo. And here, as you have seen, this is the Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea is enclosed by a group of Nordic countries, which is Sweden, Norway, Estonia, Finland, and a few other countries, all enclose this body of water called the Baltic Sea. As you can see over here, so if you look to this side, we're looking at Malmo. All of this is Malmo, and it got all the way over, and then you see that bridge. This bridge took 10 years, they said, to build, and it goes underwater. A portion of it goes underwater and carries you over to Copenhagen, Denmark. So over there, the distance they're seeing is Denmark. So that is it. Enjoying, as you see people out here enjoying the swimming in the water, definitely having a nice dip in the Baltic Sea, and just a nice place to come and enjoy and relax and see the whole of the Nordic states. So everyone enjoy as we continue our adventures here in Malmo, Sweden. To try and see if we can get our hands touch the Baltic Sea. This is the Copenhagen harbor, and it was famous for having a lot of taverns and with
the boats patrolling the waterway to bring in cargo into Copenhagen, and the bars and taverns were quite well known by the drunken sailors back in the day. And now it's an apartment buildings, and all of this lines the Copenhagen waterway. Yeah, and a very low bridge. Yeah. The Copenhagen Opera House, one of the largest, and a long freestanding roof, and is host to many events. These are artificial islands built in Copenhagen during or early in the 1800s for the naval base that was active at the time. Over here we're looking at the Maersk head office. Maersk, one of the largest shipping and logistics companies in the world, and it's based here in Copenhagen, Denmark. Here we're seeing the Copenhagen port, so that's where all of their things come in. And there's a water taxi as well. And there we're seeing military base up close, of which they are no longer using but still controlled by the government. One of the man-made islands that they have here that was created, but now a recreational spot.
The islands were eventually sold to the US.
The West Indies warehouse, which is where items that would have come from the West Indies were held, so sugar and all of that. So once again, the slave trade, all of those things, this is where the sugar would have come to. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed your tour of Copenhagen, Denmark, your maritime tour. Let me be more exact, because this country is so vast and has so much to offer that I can only do a little bit, and the only part I can show you, of course, is the maritime aspect. Hope you enjoyed it. A very beautiful Nordic state here that they have in Copenhagen, Denmark, and it is one that is doing a lot in the maritime industry, and they have a very rich maritime history as well. So we continue to showcase countries around the world, and I am glad you are tuned in to watching. You can see it is cold. I am now in my jacket, and I wish everyone all the best, and we will continue with some more maritime adventures here in Europe.
With the rising sun, yeah. Three little birds, summer dusted, singing sweet song, a melody pure and true. Oh, this is my thank you, brother. Thank you so much.